Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another 7 Days to Die video. In this one, we're going to be doing a build. A very nice, sneaky build. You're going to be seeing the clips and stuff, not recorded by me, but my good friend. He doesn't want his name mentioned, so if you know who it is, just keep it to yourself. But before we get started, I just want to say, if you do enjoy this type of videos, do help me out by leaving a like, comment, and especially subscribing. It helps the channel tremendously. Also, we do stream every single day on Twitch at 4 p.m. Eastern, so do check it out. And we have our own Discord, link is down in the description. You can talk to me, ask me questions, and stuff like that. Also, if you want to help support the channel beyond normal stuff, you can also join the YouTube channel membership. It's $1 a month. And all that stuff will help the channel and the stream. But with all that said, let's get into the video, into the build. It's gonna be stealth build, assassin build, right? So as you've seen, probably at the start, I had a few clips from a friend clearing out a jail. But let's talk about the skills, right? So the skills that he runs perception and he runs agility. Right? Let's start off with perception. Right? On the left side, you see his skills, and on the right side, you'll see me talking about it. He has pretty much almost maxed out perception, which allows you to get more headshot damage with the rifles, because he utilizes a sniper rifle. He tries to go for headshots, so that gives him more damage. He also runs Deadeye, which at max gives you even more damage, an extra 50% more damage with more aiming, or with faster aiming, faster reload, and using less stamina when you're aiming downside. And consecutive kills gives you more damage by 10%, up to 50% more damage, right? He also runs Penetrator, which at max allows you to ignore 20% armor with firearms and archery. He also has bow, and 50% anything with target armor reduction, right? And your armor piercing rounds can penetrate 3 additional targets on a block of up to 1,000 hit points when using hunting, lever, or sniper rifle, which he uses sniper rifle, right? He does run Lucky Looter and Treasure Hunter, but they're not necessary for a build. He runs it because he wants to have it for that. Now, let's talk about the next one, and that's agility, which a lot of his sneaky stuff comes from. Primary is agility, with perception coming second. In agility, you want to max out agility for up to 300 more headshot damage, and have up to 50% chance to dismember with bows, handguns, and knives. And he runs bows, handguns, knife, and snipers, which is where perception helps. He has maxed out archery, which gives you up to 50% more bow damage, 50% faster aim, and draw and reload with bows. So it's huge with that. He also runs Gunslinger, where handguns dealing 50% more damage, 25% faster fire rate, 30% faster reload with handguns. And if you get 3 successive hits in a short time, you'll get to do 100% more damage with your last shot, which can be incredible if you pick your target right, and the tankiest enemy is the last one that you hit, getting even more damage. He has deep cuts because he utilizes a knife up close, where he gets to inflict more damage, up to 50%, inflict bleeding, and his glancing blows cause 1 bleeding wound, and enemies run slower at him. So if they happen to see him, he applies bleed, and he can reposition. He also runs Whirlwind for fast attacks with knives. He runs a run and gun, so he has higher hipfire accuracy, and he has no movement penalty when reloading. It allows him to reposition it faster than if you didn't run it. Runs Hidden Strike, which is massive because you get to do your sneak attacks, get to do it up to 250 extra damage, which is huge. On his bow, I believe he does up to 6 or 8 times damage, and on his handgun and rifle, I think it's like 4.5 times sneak damage. He also runs from the shadows, which gives you 65% more effective when you're hiding in the shadows. Your noise from actions is muffled by 50%, and your sneak movement is 50% faster, and enemies will search you for up to 20 seconds. But that gets completely nullified because of the armor that he's wearing. I'm currently wearing it just to show you. That armor is full assassin. Let's talk about each piece first. So he runs assassin hood, which gives you up to 60% more sneak damage, and it's medium armor, so it's decently protective, right? It doesn't increase your noise. It does lower your mobility a bit and stamina per second, but that's okay because he's not rushing. He's more methodical. Now for chest piece, he runs again the assassin, so you get the 20% more sneak effectiveness. Gloves for attack speed of up to 20%. And boots, which any level gives you 100% stealth sprint noise, but you want to have it higher so your full set bonus is way higher. You get more durability. Right, so that's full assassin outfit, and you can see it looks kind of cool. And full set gives you become hidden 100% faster, which means the enemies will look for you up to a second. So I'm gonna try to demonstrate it. Let's say you have a zombie coming in right here, right in front of you. All you have to do is peer behind here, and they literally lose interest in you, which allows you to reposition and kill him from a different position, or just peek and kill him faster. Right? That alone is massive. Now, another thing that is huge is when you're clearing POI at the end, in the last room with all the loot, there's enemies trigger. Even if you have full max stealthness, that you can see right here, which is this eye, or trigger. So you want to reposition real quick, go around the corner, boom, no longer see you. Now let's talk about perk boosts that you want to run, which are massive in helping you build min-max. Now, this is no particular order, but you want to have great heist, right? Which allows you to use no stamina while sneak sprinting. You don't need to have the full stuff, but you have this. This is a huge. You also want to have this in case you need to jump out of the window and reposition, right? But the biggest thing Great has is you want to have number 6 for use no stamina while sneak sprinting. Now, another big thing is Night Stalker. You want to have it maxed out, which allows you to do up to 10% more sneak damage at night. You have sneak 5% better at night. Your bladed weapons do 10% more damage at night. You're never encumbered at night. Your bows do 10% more damage at night. You gain 5% more XP from kills at night, and you do extra 50% sneak damage to sleeping victims at night. And if you max it out, you sneak attack with knife at night deals 200% extra damage. And you want to try to do sneak stuff at night because that's where it is most effective. Because during the day, they can still have easier time seeing you versus night. And if you are running mods on your helmet, do not run flashlight, do not have any light weapons like on machete, do not put fire because enemies will see it. Run no fire on a machete or your melee weapon or a knife, and run as you can see, night vision mod, which might be a little iffy because it's not as good a vision, but it will not let you become fully visible. Now for the other weapon is you want to have Ranger Guide to Archery, you know, so you can craft arrows and crossbows, be it exploding, but we don't want that. But you can craft bulk arrows. Your sneak attacks have 20% greater chance of knockdown. Your bows degrade 20% slower. You can craft armor-piercing steel arrows, and you can retrieve 20% more arrows. So the biggest ones in here is retrieve more arrows, bow degrade slower, and sneak attacks have up to 20% greater chance of knockdown. And steel piercing arrows. So the biggest thing in here. You also want to have urban combat, so you can craft stealth boots mod to reduce your noise. Right? You also want to have sneak over trash makes no sound. Sneak landing make less sound, and sneak jump height is not reduced. To where if you go into the MBPS that it will sometimes have landmines, you want to have the number 5 to where landmines won't detonate when you step on them. And your armor doesn't slow you down when in combat, and you take 5% less damage and deal 10% more damage when indoors. But the biggest thing is you want to max out to where silencers have no damage penalty, and you want to have your silencer on your handgun and your sniper. Now besides that, you also want to have pistol P, you know, to where your 9mm weapons, which is your handguns, will have 20% more range one-sided. You'll have more accurate, you're more accurate when rapidly firing 9mm. Your pistols degrade slower. You can craft high power ammo, you can craft AP ammo, and inflict 10% more damage. And shots fired at point blank ignore armor. All of this is huge, especially if you max it out. Another one is Magnum Enforcer, right? That's if you want to use Magnum, right? You can take that. Now, last but definitely not least is Sniper, where you get more damage when using a scope. You have headshots to stun it, have a chance to stun, and greater chance to dismember. You reload faster when you're zooming, especially if you're in a big open area. You use less stun. You can craft AP ammo, craft high power ammo, and you can craft bulk ammo. Those are all big things, but the biggest is a couple things that all of the Night Stalkers, sorry. Couple of things in Great House, primarily just using the stamina, archery, some stuff in Sniper, a lot of pistol P, and urban combat. Magnum is helpful but not necessary. Now for the buffs that you can run, that is, if you want to, is Recog for 50% more ranged damage, which is massive. Getting that extra damage on enemies, allowing you to kill enemies faster, right? For your melee, you can run, I believe, Grandpa Moonshine, you know, where it gives you more melee damage. Apparently I'm not safe here, but that's what you can run to help you build. Now I'll have the clips that my buddy sent me fully unedited right after this. So I hope this build helps you out playing a stealth assassin build. You don't want to rush in and just mow everything. You want to play more methodical, stealthily. But with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this build. Don't forget to stay awesome. And I do apologize for this video coming out late. I am not feeling too wonderful. But don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.